Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, October 24th, and it's time for our weekly highlight meeting. But how did I do on the scale this week? Let's take a look. I did not see that coming. Let me tell you, trust me, I did not see that coming. I'm just beyond words. The only day that I really went a little off kilter was on Thursday, I thought, because I went to Jimmy John's and had a sub, and then I had a can of pop with it, and I did have an apple cider donut. But other than that, usually my weekends are terrible, and I stayed on track on my weekend. But I went back and looked at my tracker because I thought, I was shocked. I'm telling you, I was shocked. I really, truly, how delusional was I? In my mind, I really thought I was going to have a little small loss, maybe a 0.4, 0.5. I really, truly. And when I got on that scale and saw that, I thought, that can't be right. So I stepped off, and I stepped back on again, and I thought, that can't be right. That just can't be right. So then I went to my other scale, which is my doctor's scale, and got on the doctor's scale because I thought, oh, that's even more accurate. Exact same weight. So I thought, I'm going to wait a half an hour and weigh myself again. So I waited half an hour, got on the scale, I weighed it. It's on me, it's on me. So at that point, I'm thinking, what are we going to do? Why? Why? So I went back and got my tracker out and looked at it. And although I was within my points all week, didn't go over my weeklies for the whole week, I had toast almost every single day. So that's bread, that's carbs. Twice this week I had a smoked sausage, which is within my points, but still high in sodium, with hot dog rolls, which is bread. I had bagels. I was very carb heavy this week and very light on my vegetables. And it showed on the scale. I know how my body reacts to carbs, and so I just have to rein it in. So am I disappointed that I gained 2.4 pounds? Yes, but I've still lost 91 pounds. So I got to look at it in that whole picture of things. So, Sandy, you still lost 91 pounds because this is what I look like when I started. And I don't want to get back to that ever again. So I have to know that, like the scale's going to bounce around for me. It's just what's going to happen for me. But as long as I hold myself back and don't get discouraged, and once again, this is the perfect topic for me. Now, I've been in Weight Watchers it'll be 4 years in December. So a lot of times I'm thinking, didn't we talk about this before? Well, yeah, you've been here for 4 years. Of course, it's going to be recycled. And especially come January, when everybody starts joining Weight Watchers again, it's going to be a repeat of everything. But I think every once in a while, we do need a reminder. And this couldn't have come at a better time. Today, after a 2.4 gain, I need this reminder today of all days. So this fell into place perfectly. If you follow my channel, you know I'm a firm believer in karma, and things happen for a reason. And this happened for a reason today because I needed this. So the weekly series this week for week 1 is What is Your Why? And they said it's a fan favorite. Reaching that special number on the scale. Getting a solid health report from the doctor. Goals are great and important. Even more important are at the core of our WW journeys is our why. I so want to get to Wonderland, and I so want to get to my 100-pound loss. And I'm stressing so much about it, and I've been talking about this for the last 6 or 8 or 10 weeks. It's just, the more I think about it, the more I'm tending to go in the opposite direction. So I have to reconsider what my whys are. Why do I want to get to 100 pounds? The reason I want to get to 100 pounds is my whole life, not my whole life, since the 80s, I have always been saying, next year I'm going to lose 100 pounds, because in the 80s I was probably 260, 270. Granted, I put weight on, put more weight on, put more weight on. That's what you do when you don't pay attention to what you're eating. But I always said, next year I'm going to make it to 100 pounds, and I've never done it. So to make the 100 pounds for me is not only a personal goal, but it's like when you're climbing Mount Everest, and sometimes you don't make it the first time you try. And so then the next year you're going to try again, and you're going to keep trying, and you're going to keep trying until you reach that summit. And to me, it'll be just, it's not going to make a difference on how I feel as I feel right now, because 100 pounds is just 9 pounds difference right now between what I weigh now and to get to a 100-pound loss. I really don't think I'm going to feel that much different as far as physically. Granted, I'll be able to move a little bit better, clothes will fit a little bit looser. All of that I understand, but it's not going to change who I am. It's not going to change how I feel about my weight loss program. It's not going to change about my why. It's just going to make me feel like, you really achieved something that you set out to do. It's taken you 40 years to do it, but you never gave up. Granted, I gave up a lot of times, but I would tell you in the last 4 years, I've not given up. Been discouraged along the way. I have been discouraged. I have been disappointed. But I pride myself on the fact that I've never quit. I've never gained more than 9, 10 pounds, which is not something to brag about, I understand. But I could very easily gain 30, 40, 50 pounds just by going back to my old way of eating. And I just don't want to do that. So that was one of the reasons I want to reach my 100 pounds. Getting to Wonderland is just, because it's so close to my 100 pounds, just to get to Wonderland, I have to lose 12.3 pounds. So that's like realistic too. And is it going to change anything about my persona? No, it's not going to change who I am. It's just going to look nicer on a number to see a 1, because I have not seen a 1 in front of my number of my weight since 1976. And you say that out loud, and that seems like another lifetime ago. And it's 44 years. It's been like 44 years since I can say that I had a 1 in front of my number. So those are the whys of why I'm staying with this. That's the heart of the reason why we want to reach these goals and reap the benefits. It's about what we actually think matters to us, like feeling better in our skin or being healthier so we can be there for friends and family. Once we have our why, we can act as if it's our North Star to guide us to our actions along the way. I feel so much better. I feel so much healthier. I love when I can go to any kind of an event and not have to think, am I going to fit in that chair? Am I going to overlap and take some space from somebody else? Am I going to invade other people's space? Am I going to be comfortable? Can I go into a store and buy clothes, or do I have to go into the big women's section and try them on just to make sure they fit? I'm very fortunate now that I can know that I'm going to buy these pair of pants. I bought my size 18 jeans, and just know I didn't have to worry about trying them on, because I knew that when I got home they were going to fit, and they did. So, but they give us 4 steps to think about what our why is. Number 1, think fast. Why do you want to lose weight or get healthier? Start with your top of the head answer. An example would be, I'm over being out of breath all of the time. I just explained to you what my reasons were. I want to be able to sit into a chair with no worries. I don't want to have health issues because I'm 70 now, so this is when things start acting up. And, like my organs are 70 years old, other than my knees. My knees are only 13 years old because I had those replaced in 2007 and 2008. But and the best decision I ever made in my life, really, as far as my health, was getting my knees replaced, because that did set me on a path to thinking about getting my weight in check. Because it really kept me from gaining a lot more weight, because I was heavy when I did it. I'm surprised my doctors even did it for what I weighed. But it really made a difference in my life. And I just feel so much healthier. I've gotten off with so many medications that I was on before. Now, there's some medications I'm going to have to take the rest of my life just because of hereditary reasons. We have problems with our liver and kidneys in my family, so I have to take a prescription that kind of keeps the calcium from building up in my body. I'm having some thyroid issues, which are not weight related, which runs in my family. So I'm taking some vitamins and things like that to kind of help me along. But I want to get off my blood pressure medications, but she's really been cutting it down because I guess they can't take it down really fast. When I started Weight Watchers 4 years ago, I was at 40 milligrams twice a day. Now I'm at 5 milligrams once a day. So she's weaning me off it slowly. I don't know why they don't just take you off, but I guess they got to wean you off. And then I do take a potassium pill because my body lacks potassium. That's why I eat a banana every day. I know it's very high in sugar and fats, but it's loaded with potassium. I know there's potassium in other stuff like broccoli and things like that, but I love my bananas, and so I'm going to eat them. No excuses. No apologies. Number 2 is dig deep. What does achieving your goals actually look like? How do you think you'll feel? And the example is, I'll be able to more easily say yes to being with my family. That doesn't really stop me from being with my family. I always went to all my kids and my grandkids' baseball, soccer, football games, all of those games. I'd lug my chair along and out of breath. Can't wait to sit down because I had to lug that chair. But it never kept me from doing it. But achieving my goals at this point will just it'll just make me feel so much more special about myself. And I feel pretty special about myself anyhow, but I'll just feel like you set out to reach a goal and you achieved it. And there's quite a bit of pride in that for me. Number 3 is try again. Ask yourself that first question once more. Keep asking it until you uncover why it's truly important and highlight your aha moment. And the example is, I want to have more energy so I'm present for those I love. I am the matriarch of my family. My family calls me for everything. Whose birthday is it? Whose anniversary? What are we doing for this gift? What are we doing for that gift? What are we going to do for this holiday? What are we going to do for that holiday? What are we going to do now? I'm like the major decision maker. And I love that role. I really love that role. And I have to stay healthy. I have to stay on top of things because my family is counting on me. Not only my immediate children and grandchildren, but my brother and my sisters and my friends. I can't let people down, and I'm not going to let people down by being unhealthy. I am very self-reliant. I don't like people waiting on me or taking care of me. As much as I like to pretend I'm a queen, I would have a hard time because I like to do things for myself. When I go on vacation with my family, my son-in-law Aaron always gets upset with me because he'll want to help me and I'll just say I can do it. And if I need help, I'll ask you. I can do it. And then one time I was doing something and somebody went to help me and he says, "Oh, don't help her. If she needs help, she can do it. She can do it." And then they looked at him like he was being nasty. And then I had to explain, no, because Aaron's tired of hearing me say I can do it. Trust me, if I need help, I will ask. I definitely will ask. I am not one to get up on a ladder. I'll always call you and say, "Can you get up on the ladder and fix that?" Because that's just not who I am. So I will ask for help when I know it's beyond my control. But if I can do it, I'm going to do it. And number 4 is personalize it. Take your most authentic answer and repeat it. That's your why. Check in with it often to see if it still resonates. Example, I want to lose weight so my family remembers me being there and having fun. That's mine too. I just want especially my grandkids. I grew up, my grandmother lived in Boston. I never really saw her. She always sent us Christmas gifts every year for Christmas, but I think in my whole life, I think I saw my grandmother. She died when I was, 33. I would say in the 33 years that I've been on the earth with my grandmother on the earth at the same time, I might have seen her maybe 13, 14 times, if that. That's really, I'm giving you a high estimate on that. And my other grandmother, which was my mother's mother, I was the 57th grandchild. Old news. Been there, done that 56 times before you. So we never saw her. When we did go to see her, we had to stay outside. We weren't allowed in the house. Let me get the phone. I'll be right back. I will be so glad when the election is over, so we won't be getting the robocalls about voting for this person or voting for that person. And that our mail can get back on track, because there's so much junk mail coming with all of the political candidates. I mailed my granddaughter, Sophia, a Halloween card on Monday. Today is Saturday. She still hasn't got it. She lives less than 20 miles from me. I don't get it. But anyway, I wanted to be the grandmother, speaking of Sophia, I wanted to be the grandmother that my grandkids are going to say, oh, you know, I remember when we used to go to Grandma's house and we did this. And I remember when Grandma used to come over here and we did that. I remember going on vacation with, I want to be that grandma. And I'm not going to be that grandma if I'm unhealthy, if I'm overweight, if I'm dead. So, not to say that, you know, that's another subject. Anyway, but those are my whys, and perfect day to day, because it would be very easy to just say, the hell with it. You gained 2.4 and you kind of stayed on track all week. I had a blue dot every day but one, and you still gained. But then it made me really think, why do you want to do this? Well, I want to do it because even though I was a little bit over and I gained a little bit of weight this week, I had a good week. I enjoyed all the food I ate, and I know I'll have a loss next week. So, actually this doesn't look too bad. The recipe today is for creamy feta spread. And I'll leave that at the end in case you want to make it. It's 4 points for 3 tablespoons. That's pretty good for 3 tablespoons. But it does look like something I might try. We'll see. I still have some dips in the refrigerator, but I'm going to keep this dip for sure in my little recipe book. So, 213.2 I weighed this morning. I don't know if I mentioned that. 213.2, gained 2.4, but I've still lost 91 pounds. Disappointed, but my why is not going to be why give up. My why is going to be, why are you so, what's my why going to be? Why did it happen? There you go. That's my why for this week. Why did this happen? Why did I gain 2.4? I had high sodium meals because I had deli meat too, and I had a lot of carbs. So it's a learning process. No matter how long you've been on the program, you learn a little bit more each time you get weighed. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it if you think somebody might like to see it. So stay safe.